People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time, folks. If you're new here, you know you need to hit the subscription button. Please make sure before we kick on, you've hit the like button and the creative juices are flowing, people. I need comments at the comment section under. Now, as you can see by the title, as we gear towards the end of the Premier League season and we focus on the transfer news, not just at our club, but everywhere, the news, the rumours and all of those things are starting to circulate. The dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. In my opinion, 99% of the rumors are BS, but nonetheless, it provides us with talking points. So allow me to share my screen and let's crack straight onto it. Now, I actually don't know. Well, he actually technically is still owned by Manchester City. Yan Couto, a Brazilian youth international, people, who's done quite well this season at Genoa in La Liga. Genoa, as you know, is owned by Manchester City. He has a few months ago been linked with Real Madrid. As you know, where Arsenal are concerned, you know, there's many areas we're looking to probably, you know, improve. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of fans, including myself, with the greatest of respect to Kai Havertz, want him to keep doing his thing, definitely with how he started to the start of 2024. But we need another number 9. One love to Trossard and Saka. And even though Martinelli's form has been shady, you know, I still back him. We've got some good wide options, but we probably need a wide man as well. So that's a striker, that's a winger. Clearly, we need a central midfielder, and we probably need some defensive reinforcements, whether that's a centre-half able to play left-back, a centre-half able to play right-back, someone that can do all of that. I think we're falling short because, you know, Benjamin White, he's been great this season, arguably Arsenal's player of the season. There's been times that you would have loved to have rested him. Tomiyasu's a quality player, but he can't be bet on in terms of prolonged fitness. And obviously, Saliba, Gabriel and Benjamin White, one key aspect is we've been had a clean run relatively with injuries, even though we've had to deal with that since August. But we do need some strength in depth. So it makes sense why he would be linked with us. Allegedly, Arsenal have been instructed to seriously consider a summer move for Manchester City youngster Yan Couto by chief scout Paulo Javier. Football transfers can reveal. Will Manchester City sell us any players anymore? I don't know. The Gunners are hoping to add additional cover at right back, and it's thought that the 21-year-old Couto will be able to provide that. Now, it is interesting where we look at the right back position, because I'm going to sound like a hypocrite, because obviously Tomiyasu picked up a knock. Timber was unfortunate with the ACL injury, but on paper, Tomiyasu and Timber can play right back, and with Benjamin White, obviously that's 3 men fighting for one spot. Now we know Timber and Tomiyasu can play on the left hand side, and you know Ben White's versatile, he can play centre half, although we like what he's doing at right back. What does that mean for Tomiyasu and Timber going forward? As are they seen more primarily as left backs? Can't forget Kiwior as well. I don't know, but Mikel Arteta keeps us thinking. He's very innovative. You know, who would have thought Kai Havertz would be leading the line of the title charge for us, playing up front after how he started the campaign? So I trust the club, people. And at 21 years of age, obviously there's a lot of long-termism with that. They do in Manchester City have an appreciating asset in Yan Couto. You know, Kyle Walker isn't going to be there forever. So maybe that's someone to go with. Rico Lewis that could step in there. They have an appreciating asset in that they could simply put sell to the highest bidder. And as I said, would they really want to sell him to us, people? Especially with what we're doing. Apparently, he's yet to make an appearance for the first team for Manchester City, and as things stand, it's unlikely to change in the near future. Once again, he's currently on loan at Genoa. Couto's situation at Man City could prompt Arsenal, who will have a focus on youth development this summer, to heed the advice of Javier, a former Real Madrid scout and close associate of sporting director Edu Gaspar, and make a move for the versatile youngster. Now, as I said, you know, I remember seeing he was linked with Real Madrid. Is that where the bulk of these rumors come from? I don't know. He's been capped 3 times by the Brazilian national team. Apparently, he shares a striking resemblance in playing style with Jeremy Frimpong, a player who Mikel Arteta has long admired. Now, when I think of that, as much as, you know, it's a fluid system, inverted fullbacks, Frimpong isn't the best defensively, and Couto, in my opinion, is a bit more all-rounded. It would have been nice if we could have picked up someone like Gusto now at Chelsea, formerly of Lyon, but it is what it is. So, yeah, I guess they are consistencies with Frimpong, with Couto, obviously, at the moment. And you look at Sporting Lisbon's Diamande, he can play centre-half as well as right-back. So we probably do need a defensive reinforcements. Arsenal, meanwhile, have shown a willingness to play the long game with Couto, who was linked to them as far back as January 2020, when the Gunners were said to be close to securing a deal worth 5 million euros, which again, it's gone up now. Barcelona were also interested in him at that point, but he completed a switch to Manchester City in the summer of 2020 instead. 4 seasons away on loan have since followed, with Couto spending 3 of these with Manchester City club Genoa people. Apparently, his value is estimated at 20.9 million euros. He has 10 assists in 33 La Liga games for Genoa this season and is shunned from an attacking standpoint for a team challenging Barcelona for a second place finish in Spanish top flight. I wonder who Pep Guardiola supports. Does he support the Man City sister club in Genoa, or does he support Barcelona, which, you know, he was a great manager there, good footballer there as well? So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Now, Thuram, a player who once upon a time was heavily linked with Arsenal, was projected to move to Liverpool at the end of last season. Apparently, he could be available for just 15 million euros to 23-year-old France international. He was highly coveted last summer. It was reported that Nice demanded 40 million for the France international. However, he ultimately remained at the Allianz Riviera for another season. It's highly unlikely he will depart this season, but perhaps for a much lower fee, as Nice report. Now, if we're going to France, we need to be bringing Fofana from Monaco, and they've just qualified for Champions League football. I wonder if he signs a new deal. Check out the video I did on him, but that's for another day. Let me know your thoughts once again on everything we're discussing. Regarding what happened in the transfer window, I decided to stay. I wanted to continue to progress at Nice and progress as a player at this club. Honestly, it made me happy to be linked to all these clubs left, right, and center. It shows I'm doing the right things. But as I said, I knew I wanted to stay here. That was what Thuram said back in November of 2023. He has struggled this season, people, and it says although he ends the season as a more complete midfielder, in the words of Francisco Ferrioli, it has been less statistically impressive season for the Frenchman, whose role within the squad has changed. It's now expected that he'll leave Nice. Thuram has just 1 year remaining on his contract. As a result, Nice may only demand between 15 to 20 million for the midfielder, who has previously garnered interest from the Premier League. Juventus also have a historical interest in the Nice player. I wonder if I should do a video on him, people. But yeah, moving away from that, people, again, Football Insider has spoken. Apparently, Eze has a £70 million asking price on his head from Crystal Palace. Now, in today's day and age, he's probably worth the money, in it. 50 to 70 is the new 20. But when you see that, it is crazy. We know he signed a new deal, and I don't think he's the sort of profile of number 8 that Mikel Arteta would want, but I like him. You know, he's got that showmanship, lovely technical ability, technically a former Arsenal player. You know, he's got that stardust, that technical quality that gets bums off seats in stadiums. Eze is elite, man. You know, for me, it would be, I prefer Olise, but yeah, and I'd imagine Crystal Palace, one of the 3, if not all of them, of Gurhi, Olise, and Eze, you know, at least one would leave really to finance moves for others. But they've got a good squad. You look at them 3, you throw in Wharton, who's got on like a house on fire from Blackburn. They're doing all right, people, and their new manager is doing great things. He's already been linked with Bayern Munich, people. I mean, Crystal Palace are well within their rights. You know, he's one of the best footballers outside of the traditional top 6. He's a quality player, and every week, you know, he's doing his thing. So, and we all know in today's day and age, everyone in the Premier League has money. You know, Crystal Palace are rejecting approaches from Bayern Munich for their manager. Previously, we've seen Bournemouth going toe-to-toe with AC Milan to sign Zanolio. The Premier League is up here in terms of riches, whether that's TV rights, etc., and the rest are trailing behind, people. He'd be a great addition for Arsenal and any other member of the traditional top 6. So would Olise, who apparently does have a release clause in his contract after being linked with a move away. Apparently, he's on the cusp of a full France international call-up. He's aggressively linked with Manchester United and PSG, and every now and again he's linked with Arsenal Football Club. It would have been nice if he didn't sign a new deal and stayed on his previous terms, people, because he did at the time have a £35 million release clause. Again, he signed a new deal and quashed rumours of being linked with Chelsea last August when he signed the new deal until 2027. To get him and Eze tied up, it puts Crystal Palace in a strong foothold. Apparently, Man United, Arsenal and Aston Villa, as well as Juventus, could all make a move to sign him once the transfer window opens, allegedly. And he's previously been on the books at Arsenal, Chelsea and Manchester City before obviously making a name for himself at Reading, signed for 8 million to Crystal Palace. And it's fair to say, you know, that's one of the signings, you know, of Crystal Palace's history books, really and truly. He's got 9 goals and 4 assists in 17 appearances this campaign. And you saw what he did to Man United. The last 2 years, he's absolutely butchered them. He can hit free kicks. He's got lovely technical ability, strong dribbler, got that positive swagger and chip on his shoulder of top players. If we could harness that, keep him fit, harness that, and make him brilliant almost every week, then we'd have a great versatile addition to the football club, if I'm honest with you. I wonder what he would say his favoured, better yet, sorry, position is. Is it on the right? Is it as a 10 or is it on the left? Because you'd imagine he's not taking Saka's place. But out of the players we've been linked with, Olise, apologies, is probably the one that could put the most pressure on Bukayo or deputise if he's being rested. Aston Villa are plotting a move to re-sign Jack Grealish in the summer, people. Apparently, he's likely to leave Manchester City. When you've been signed for 100 million, you're winning trebles and titles at City and probably on big wages. Probably going to be difficult to prize him away from Aston Villa, but you just never know. He's really struggled for game time at the moment. I'd have him at Arsenal, even though he's not probably the dynamic profile of winger me and a lot of Arsenal fans would require, people. John Stones is allegedly very unhappy at Manchester City. At 29 years of age, people, he started just one Premier League game since March, and he's concerned about losing his nailed-on position in the England team. I don't think you have to worry about that. I think the competition is so strong at City in all ranks that, you know, it is what it is. If you lose your spot, you just have to be patient. John Stones, you know, would you have him at Arsenal? I'd have him for a year. Obviously, he's not going to take the spot of Saliba or Gabriel's, but seeing him playing central midfield at times, you know, seeing all the positions he's taken up under Pep Guardiola, it could be something, man, if I'm honest with you. Arsenal are said to have sent scouts to Italy to watch one of Fiorentina's rising stars. Once again, we have been linked with a right back, and once again, Michael Kayonde, people, has been linked with a move to Arsenal Football Club. Recently signed a new deal until 2028. He's valued at 12 million, and it has been a breakthrough campaign in which he's made 35 appearances for Fiorentina. He has 1 goal and 4 assists, people. He only made his first team debut back in October, so he's doing all right for himself, isn't he, people? Moving away from that, Xavi Simons, who's aggressively linked with a move to Barcelona. Apparently, Edu is very interested in the PSG starlet, who reportedly wants to leave the club this summer. Leipzig, Bayern Munich, and Barcelona are also keen to sign the 21-year-old. But as we know, it will come with a hefty price tag. I mean, with the Dutch influence, if you get to have Timber, him, and Hato, I'm all for it. I mean, we've seen Xavi Simons firsthand what he can do. He's a baller. He can play in many roles. I mean, half the players we've spoken about in this odd 10 minutes so far, we'd want all of them, really and truly, people. I think there's an admiration internally with Arsenal. I think there's a willingness to get a deal done potentially, but I don't think it's nearly as aggressive as this report is kind of making out, really. But we've seen what we've done at Leipzig, seen what he's done at PSV. I mean, how he is not a key part of PSG moving forward, I don't know. But if it was up to me, bring him to the carpet, people. Apparently has a price tag of 52 million. I just feel with us more likely to probably invest heavily in central midfield and up front. Do we have 52 million for him? I don't know. If it was up to me, boy, I would do that if I was honest with you. Apparently, Edu has reportedly had scouts watching Simons tear up the Bundesliga this season. And apparently the North Londoners are one of only a few teams in Europe with necessary cash to pull off a move for Simons. And obviously that could add further fuel to speculation of the Eddie Nketiahs, Aaron Ramsdale, Smith Rowe's, Reece Nelson's departing to bring us some money into the club, people. I mean, I don't imagine there's none of you who would be against that, but would anybody want Xavi Simons? Would you be against it? Would you be for it? Let me know, people. He could deputise ahead of Odegaard, and I know for me there's more pressing areas, but if Odegaard doesn't play, who plays in the 10? You probably have to put Kai Havertz there based on, you know, the pressing and the defensive arcs. You would say Fabio Vieira, but he's almost more often than not a forgotten man, and the same is said for Emil Smith Rowe, folks. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Zubimendi won't be on the move this summer, according to his coach. Now, we've seen this before, people, but apparently his coach has said he's going nowhere. He's a player that's been aggressively linked with Arsenal, and we'll have to monitor that. Joshua Zirkzee to Arsenal, rumours won't go away. Apparently Arsenal are currently leading Man United in the race to sign the Bologna forward, who Bologna have qualified for the Champions League. They might see Thiago Motta, their manager, leave, and that could have a knock-on effect for Joshua Zirkzee. But Zirkzee, Gyökeres, these are two, Sesko now, some strikers that are aggressively being linked with us. I mean, his goal scoring record doesn't stand out. 12 goals and 7 assists isn't bad, but it isn't amazing, and it doesn't look on the face of it as a striker that takes us to the next level. I must admit, I didn't rate him at first beyond the point of me thinking he's a good player. But in terms of the modern day and the dropping deep and the creativity and all the other facets of being a striker, he does all of that. He's extremely creative. And if you could hone that, take it to another level, make him a consistent goal scorer at 22 years of age, the possibilities are endless, innit, people? We'll have to see. He's a man in high regards, people. He has a 70 million euro asking price, bearing in mind Bayern Munich have a buyback clause and a sell-on clause, which could make it, you know, tricky to negotiate. Apparently, you know, Rudy Galletti, the Italian journalist, has revealed that Arsenal are currently ahead of Man United. He wants to play in the Champions League next season, so he could either, in theory, do that at Arsenal or staying at his current employers or potentially going elsewhere, people. So we'll have to see really and truly where that's concerned. Apparently, Arsenal are in talks with Nico Williams' agents over a possible move. I don't really buy that, but Arsenal are keen to strengthen in attacking options, people, and Mikel Arteta wants to do so. And we've held discussions with Nico Williams' reps in an attempt to discover whether the Spanish international would be interested in swapping boyhood club Bilbao for the Emirates Stadium, folks. Sesko's agent was spotted at Old Trafford, people, as Arsenal obviously beat Manchester United on Sunday. Two clubs that have been linked with that individual as well, people. So we'll have to watch that. Dean Jones has a bit of a conflicting take on the Szczesny rumours, people. Fabrizio Romano has poured cold water on it. Dean Jones is saying that it is something that maybe could happen. Victor Roque, who joined Barcelona, was linked with Arsenal as well as a number of clubs. Seems like his days are numbered. He can't buy a game. And Xavi and his agent seem to be having a war of words in public. Arsenal fans tried their best to, cripple City's Premier League title attempts by trying to set up fireworks outside their hotel. Unfortunately, Manchester City weren't even at that hotel, people. God loves a trier, but yeah, it is what it is. As I was saying, apparently, people, Man United and Arsenal are interested in signing Benjamin Sesko, who has a £75 million release clause this summer. The striker is open to a Premier League move, and he has also been linked with Chelsea. Big up Aaron Ramsdale. He's turned 26 today. Happy birthday to our soon departed goalkeeper. And it is sad because in March of 2023, he said, this is a place where I can see myself for 10, 12, 15 years. That's the aim. That's the goal, to stay at the top for that amount of time. Hopefully, I'll never leave and I'll become a real hero and legend at this club. Sad, isn't it? But, where one door closes, the next one opens. Xavi on Victor Roque said, I'm not replying to players' agents. I can't do that. Victor's future will be discussed internally to make the final decision. He doesn't play more due to the question of competition for a team like Barca. Here you compete with very big players. Surely they loan him out before getting rid of him properly, but a dream move for him isn't quite working out. Apparently his days are numbered. The sporting staff as well as Xavi don't count on him, people. Cedric, El Nene and Arthur Okonkwo will all leave Arsenal upon the expiry of their contracts at the end of next month. Now, where young Arthur Okonkwo is concerned, and obviously Walters, who check out the transfer news video I did yesterday, are leaving. Probably letting money go out the door there. But, big up El Nene and shout out to Cedric. We wish them the best on their endeavours, folks. PSG allegedly are in pole position to secure the signing of Victor Osimhen, who has a 130 million quid release clause. And big up Arsenal as well, because apparently it's been announced Arsenal's ladies will be playing at the Emirates Stadium. The article said, we're delighted to announce that the Emirates Stadium will host 11 Arsenal women matches in 2024-25, making it the main home of Arsenal women, which is amazing, people, as we hope that the women's side of things in terms of that game is driven to higher and higher heights. And it's nice to see the equality, the same energy we're kind of applying with the men's side. We're shedding the light on the women's game, man. It's just a shame Miedemar is leaving as well, really. Hopefully we bring in some replacements. So with that being said, it doesn't appear that there is any other talking points. Let me know your thoughts on all the players we've discussed. Don't forget to smash the like button and check out the rest of the videos. Most importantly, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay blessed. Hit the like button. Peace.